Hello guys, hey Dale Walker, Whole Shop Performance back for another video. Well, this one is going to be a little different. This isn't about my parts. It's really not about me tuning on a bike or my race bikes. This video is going to be dedicated to my good friend Nigel Patrick of Patrick Racing. The reason is Nigel's just been a good buddy for, geez, I think I met Nigel in the end of 1982, and he's won a lot of championships. We raced a lot together. We were fierce competitors back in the day, but we always got along, and he's back at it. I mean, at 70 years old, he just won the Western Pro Extreme 2023 Pro Extreme Championship on his state-of-the-art Suzuki Hayabusa powered turbo funny bike, and I just thought it'd be kind of neat to do this for Nigel and show you some of his accomplishments. And I can't remember them all. I'll put a little list so I don't make big mistakes, but I do know that he grew up in England. He's from England, and in the UK he was the first one to be sponsored over there. Let me back up just a little. He went to engineering school when he was in college. Okay, that kind of started it all. And then I think he bought the first turbocharged American Turbo Pack kit for his brand new, Z1 he bought. I think that was in 1978, so KZ1000 or Z1, yeah. And anyway, he went to the drag strip one day with his buddies. Hey, we'll see what our bikes can do, and that was at Santa Pod. I think that's what it's called, and right away they were hooked, and he just kept at it. And in those days we still had the little slick short wheelie bars, throttle shifting him, blah blah blah. But he ended up being the first small tire turbo bike on gas in the UK or Europe to get in the 8s, and that kind of started it all. I didn't know him then. So both our careers kind of line up because we both just were racing on a shoestring. We both did pretty good, out on the West Coast, and we travel some and so on as we could afford it, but we were both kind of building our little businesses at the same time, So, yeah, I think in late 82, first time I met Nigel, was he brought his injected nitro funny bike, his older Kawasaki body that he raced for years. That's the one I raced against a lot. He beat me a lot on it, by the way. But anyway, he brought it up to Fremont because we had like a funny car race or something, and I was riding for Sandy Cosman at the time by then, after I grew up as a kid, setting a bunch of records and winning some stuff on my own bikes. And we matched race, like 2 out of 3, right? So I was on his turbo funny bike, Sandy's, and he was on his ejected nitro bike, and that's the first day I met Nigel. We had a good time. There's a picture at the end where I got him on one run, and then we had a little problems, not making excuses, but he waxed me 2 other runs, so I'll give him credit for that. But anyway, we went on, and I believe he won the 1984 Dragbike National Championship in Top Fuel. I won the 84 Western Division because you had to go halfway across the United States, and I didn't do that. And he won that, and I got the Western. And then the next year, I won the Top Fuel #1 plate in Dragbike. I went to Tulsa, and I went to, I think it was New Mexico. And I never really raced Elmer Trett, but I outpointed them all because I was pretty consistent. So anyway, Nigel then went on in the late 80s. He decided to, when he first got here from England, he went to work for Russ Collins at RC Engineering. I forgot that part. I think he got the job there when Terry and Byron left and went on their own, and then Russ called him up. He went to work for RC Engineering for a few years, so that was really neat. So anyway, yeah, back in the late 80s, he started racing pro stock because he figured building Patrick Racing, he wanted to make sure he's in the mix with building naturally aspirated motors and stuff. So he did it on his own. I think he started with a stock chassis conversion first, and then he had another chassis. It didn't work very good, and then finally he got hooked up with Sandy Cosman, probably 89 or 90, and built a really nice bike, and he did pretty good. And then, if I recall, I kept racing out on the West Coast with Ratsuki behind me in our 9-inch Pro Mod class. He was in the pro stock by then. So, yeah, one day I was talking to Mike Corbin. Corbin's been a friend of mine for, geez, over 40 years, probably 43 years or something, Mike Corbin, Corbin Saddles. And he's going, you know, Dale, I'd like to maybe get into some drag racing and blah, blah. I said, well, Mike, pro stock's where to do it. That's where your name's going to be on the bike, on the big screen. NHRA's #1. And he goes, well, what do you think? I said, well, I don't have a pro stocker, Mike, and I can't afford to build one right now. Huh, and I go, well, I know a guy that does. And I ended up getting a hold of Nigel, telling him my idea. He was stoked. And I invited him up to my house and my shop, and he came up. We went over to Mike's, and all that happened, and he ended up getting the Corbin NHRA Pro Stock sponsorship. I don't know how many years. I don't know for sure, but in the mid-90s, 2 or 3 years maybe. And he went out there, and he was still under budgeted a little bit, and trying to run his business too. I think he finished qualified 4th. He didn't win a national event in NHRA, but he did good. He ran top mile an hour. He was making the horsepower in several races. So anyway, that's kind of the story. He went on to do Patrick Racing, of course, make the V-twin Harley motors, premier engines, beautiful 5-axis CNC machine work. And I was always just real proud of him, like the guy. So I wanted to do this because he just won the championships again. And we're not any younger anymore, trust me. I'm 67, so it's pretty damn good. So, yeah, so what we're going to do in this video, I just have a few clips of him. It's in some pro big video, but I have some clips when I was going to the races when my bike was apart. And I have 3 or 4 passes, and then at the end I'll show you a little slideshow of him actually in the building process of his beautiful funny bike. And that is a Pete Brown chassis, all chrome ollie, just gorgeous. But Nigel built everything. He built the turbo system, the intake manifold, all the engine side plates, and just all the machine work is just freaking gorgeous, So anyway, it's about my buddy Nigel. Let's get on with the video, and then we'll show the slideshow at the end. And I hope you enjoy it. Right on, Nigel. Way to go, buddy. Nigel Patrick warm-up on Sunday. I think he has a 5. Final, probably. by today. I think he went yesterday. It was traction here is pretty good, but it's a little inconsistent. But now we got a little sunshine. I think it's better today. And he went some 430s yesterday, twice, and he parked it. Don't know if he's going to make a pass or just stay. I don't know. It's a non-competition buy. Not sure. It looks like he's making a pass. There you go. Right on the money. 431. Yeah, he's been a low 430s the last 2 runs yesterday too. Good for Nigel. Way to go, bud. In the final he goes. All right, final Pro Extreme. Sunday at Samoa Race, Western Pro. Nigel Patrick in the right lane. Ron Meyer in the left lane. Nigel's on his turbocharged funny bike. Ron is on top fuel, hand built with dials. Top fuel 4-cylinder. Nigel is a little quicker. Around a 430 range. Ron, I think, ran a 460 or 50. So, but anything can happen. Drag racing. Gone. Good job, Nigel. Good job. Matter of fact, I think he ran a 431 the run before. I said, keep that thing to 8th mile, Nigel. You can bracket race it. Way to go, Nigel.
The only bike in the session right now. Miles an hour. That was a great.
Okay, Nigel. Hopefully he makes a clean pass. It's hard on this track to get the power down where I'm standing here, so we'll see. I think it's Nigel anyway. I can't tell for sure. I can't see anything. I'm sorry if I'm ruining this. forget it. Come on, are the lights gonna come down? Oh, shit. All right, the clock's locked up. Pretty sure it's Nigel. See if he has another burnout or just stages and goes. You know, he's got a slider, he's got all the stuff you got to look at all the time. Come on. Come on, baby. Come on, Nigel. Put it to it. 648, right on.
211 miles per hour.
I knew it was on a pass.
Top speed.
Way to go, Nigel, and congratulations on the championship, buddy. Awesome. God, that was a good pass. Nigel Patrick and John Morgan. What a team. .648 on this track is getting to it, let me tell you.
469.
They don't have the prep like tracks back east. Nice pass.